Hey, it's Scott from San Marcos Makes. Today we are making Snickerdoodle cookies. This is one of my wife and kids' favorite cookie. We wanted to make a simple cookie today. This is probably the easiest cookie you're ever gonna make. Takes the cinnamon, the sugar, and you're gonna love it. For the most part, you will have all the ingredients probably in your pantry already. One ingredient that you may need to get is cream of tartar, which it is a necessity. You want that. That's your leaven agent, plus it adds that little bit of tang to the cookie. Let's get the ingredients ready. The first thing we gotta do though is get that oven preheated, 375. So I'm gonna preheat that oven right now. So the first thing we wanna do, I would definitely get all your ingredients ready. I have every single one of my ingredients already measured out. All of the measurements will be down in the description below. I would definitely recommend one thing, if you're baking, get yourself a digital scale. This will help you out so much. I will add the weighted measurements and the traditional cup, half cup, type of measurements as well, so you can see both sides. But if there's one thing that will help your baking more than anything, cooking in general, is get a digital scale. It's so much more accurate. But we're gonna first get our ingredients together. I'm gonna sift everything. So the first ingredients that we need, we're gonna do the flour. So I'm gonna put this in there. I'm just gonna get it in there. Most of the flour is gonna fit in here. Some of it's missing. I'm not worrying about it too terribly much. And I want to sift it through. I'm also going to add the baking soda, the cream of tartar, and the cinnamon. So kind of all my dry ingredients minus the sugars, which we'll do them in just a second. All right, so I'll sift these and then we'll get back to cooking. One thing I just thought about, make sure when you're using some of these ingredients, buy the best ones you can buy. So this is my absolute favorite cinnamon. Yes, you can go to the grocery store and get cinnamon, but once you get hooked on some of these good spices, this is made by Burlap and Barrel, and it's not crazy expensive. I think I paid somewhere in the ballpark of like $7, $8, and this has lasted a long time. I don't do this for everything, but when I really want that cinnamon taste, that's what I'm gonna use. And this is a royal cinnamon. I knew there was all kind of different cinnamons, all different flavors and profiles, but get some of this or any of the good cinnamon. So I'm gonna be using this kind. When I roll these in cinnamon sugar, I'm gonna use the store-bought. But in the middle of that cookie, I want the good stuff. Not a sponsor. All right, you can see I sifted this. I'll just blend this together real quick to kind of get all these ingredients together, and then I'm gonna put it to the side. So next thing we're gonna do is cream the butter and sugar. While we're doing that, I had a question for you. I name all my shop tools. So out in the garage when I'm doing my woodworking, they all got names. Never really thought about naming my kitchen tools. I need to name this thing. What do you think I should name it? Put it down in the comments. What would this blender be named? I don't know. All right, so we're gonna take our sugar. Again, all the measurements will be down below. We are gonna take room temperature butter. Put it in there. Room temperature. Sometimes in baking you want that cold butter. This is not one of those times. We want room temperature. Same thing with when we get to the eggs, room temperature. Now, this is really room temperature, so I'm gonna have to scrape this down, but no big deal. All right, let's get this creaming. So I have a paddle. Make sure you could definitely do this by hand. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. I'm just gonna start it off on slow speed, get it to come together. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so this is about 2-3 minutes. I'm gonna scrape down the sides one time. Got the look in and I forgot the brown sugar. So let's get that in. It's only gonna take just a couple rotations to get the brown sugar in, but let's get that going. If you can see, this is pretty light and fluffy. It's making me want to just put this on a slice of bread or something. Looks really yummy, but it's gonna make a great cookie. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is add the eggs. So we're gonna put 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. Let's get that going. All right, that took about a minute. Scrape down the sides real quick. We also want to add the vanilla at this point. Let that get in. Again, mix it just on low for about 30 seconds. Get it all to combine before you add your flour mixture. So that is combined. We're gonna add our flour mixture now. All right, so we got the flour mixture. You wanna start again on low, raise. All right, this is exactly what you wanna look for. It's starting to come off the sides. It's not forming, I mean, it's forming a dough, obviously, but not like a bread dough where it's all coming off. But scrape the sides real good. Make sure it's coming together. Make sure there's not any loose pockets of flour. And the smell, oh, it smells so good. Cannot wait to have these. All right, so we're gonna make a quick cinnamon sugar to roll these in. Just gonna do a very quick one. Normally this ratio is about 4 to 1. So this is a 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And then we're gonna take, and this is where it's okay to use, I wouldn't say the cheap stuff, but 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then we will mix this and combine it. And this is where every single one of these cookies are actually gonna be rolled around in this mixture. All right, so I'm gonna use a cookie scoop. We'll get some, and then we'll put it in my hand. I'm gonna make a small ball. I'm gonna roll it in the cinnamon sugar mixture. I'm gonna place it down on the thing. So, I'm just gonna do this with all of them. Want to make a small bowl, all depending on the size of cookie you want to make. Wouldn't make them too terribly big, but if you wanted to go a little bigger, you could. But let's get them all rolled out. I have got these rolled out. I had to do 2 sheets. It didn't have enough room, but I sure didn't want to overcrowd them. So we're gonna get these in the oven. Remember, 375 degree oven. We're gonna go about 10 minutes. We'll take them out of the oven. We'll let them rest for about 5 minutes. We'll see what they look like, and then we get to taste them. Let's do it. All right, timer just went off. It is time to get these bad boys out. Oh, that smells so good. So we are gonna let these rest just for a second, but then we're gonna put them on the wire rack. So let them cool for, if you can wait 5 to 10 minutes, that's what you wanna do. Wait 5 to 10 minutes, but it is gonna be difficult to wait 5 to 10 minutes. These smell so good. They are done, it's time to try them. I poured me a great cup of coffee. Look how moist these are. See if you can, holy moly. Let's taste them. So good. The cinnamon just comes through so nicely. Great, great Snickerdoodle. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Please remember, okra don't go in gumbo, beans don't ever go in chili, but it is perfectly acceptable and very good to put pineapple on pizza.